Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So today is our day 5. We already completed 4 classes. For those 4 classes, the videos are already available in our YouTube channel. If anybody miss any one of that class, so if you observe day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the last 4 class videos I have uploaded in our Ashok IT YouTube channel. And coming to the second module of our course, we are going to learn real-time tools, guys. So here we are going to cover 20 plus tools as part of our training, right? So what are the tools available in the market, and as a Java developer, how we are going to work with those tools, and what is the purpose of those tools that we need to understand. So first thing, we need to know about one tool called Jira. So once you joined in the company, every day you are going to work with one tool. That tool name is Jira. So what is the purpose of this Jira? Jira is called as project management software. So once you join in the company, for your project, all the project related work, project related pending tasks, everything will be created in the Jira software. So it is a project management software. Project tasks, we are going to create in the Jira. And task assignment, okay, who is working on which task in the project. We have 10 members. Which task Ashok is working on? Ashok is working on which task? Ramesh is working on which task? Suppose I'm a manager, I want to assign some task to the Suresh. That task assignment will happen by using a software called Jira. And this Jira is also used as a bug reporting software. Okay, we have developed some code. That code is given to the testing team. Tester identified that some functionality not working as expected in our project. Then they are going to report some bug in our application. So we are going to use this as a bug reporting software also. Online students, please confirm. Is my voice audible? Online students, please confirm. Is my voice audible? Good. Yes, fine. Perfect. So what is the first tool that every software engineer should know? Jira. Where we are going to use Jira? Jira is used as project management software, project tasks creation, task assignment, project status report, project status reports. That means who is working on which task in the project, what is the status of that task, how much time that task will take to complete, who is working on that task, what is completed in the project, what tasks are completed, what tasks are pending. Everything we are going to identify by using a tool called Jira. Jira is also used as bug reporting software. What is the meaning of bug reporting? What do you mean by bug reporting? If some functionality not working in the project, then testers will report a bug to the developers, guys. So that bug reporting also we are going to do by using Jira software. Then next tool that every developer should know, which is source code repository. Okay, GitHub. So this GitHub is called as source code repository software. Source code repository software. What is the meaning of source code repository? In our project, multiple developers will be available, guys. In our project, multiple developers will be available. One developer is working from Hyderabad location, okay, and another developer working from Chennai, one developer working from Bangalore, another developer working from Delhi. Okay, there are 4 developers available in our project. All these developers working on the same project. Now, if we integrate all the developers code, then only our project will be ready. He is developing login functionality. He is developing registration. He is developing dashboard. He is developing forgot password. Like this in the same project, multiple functionalities are developed by multiple developers, and they are working from different locations. In the India, one person from Bangalore, one person from Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad. Now, all these developers code we need to store at one place. So my code, your code, her code, all the developers code should be integrated at one place to run final application. So to integrate all the developers code at one place, we are going to use a concept called GitHub repositories. We are going to use a concept called GitHub repository. So the developers who are working in the different locations, they will connect with the GitHub repository and they will store their code into GitHub repository. All the developers code will be integrated at one place. So that is called source code repository software. Okay, what we can do by using this source code, what we can do guys, code integration. What we are going to do here, code integration, code integration. And the second thing is code changes tracking, code changes tracking. Yesterday, I developed some code for the login functionality. I have tested. Login functionality was working yesterday, but today morning it is not working. Whatever the code that worked yesterday, today morning it is not working. When I see the code that got modified, whatever the logic I have written, today that logic is not available. Somebody modified that logic in the Git repository. Who modified? When modified, why modified, what modified, everything I should be able to track. So I have done some Java class creation with the login functionality. Yesterday I stored that code in the GitHub. Today morning when I see my code is not available in the project, where is my code, who deleted my code, why they deleted, when they deleted, all this information will be tracked by GitHub repository. GitHub is called as source code repository software. What is the purpose of this? We can centralize code integration. Centralize code integration. What is the meaning of centralized code integration? All the developers code we can store at one place. That is called centralizing code integration. What is the next one? Code changes tracking. So that means who modified your code, when modified, what modified, why modified, everything the GitHub is going to track. So if you write some code, if somebody modify that, you can check the log history, who, when, why, what, all those things will be maintained by GitHub. So in the industry, the alternate for the GitHub is Bitbucket guys. So either you can use GitHub as a version control software or you can use Bitbucket as a version control software. Alternate for GitHub is Bitbucket, right? Alternate for GitHub is Bitbucket. So here if you observe, Bitbucket software, Jira software developed by same company, that is Atlassian company. So here Bitbucket software, Jira software developed by a company called Atlassian company. Those are paid softwares. GitHub and this Jira are, sorry, Bitbucket and Jira paid. So in the company, they will purchase the license for the Jira, they will purchase the license for the Bitbucket. But for practice, we can use trial versions. You no need to pay the money for the practice purpose. So Bitbucket you can use trial version, Jira also we can use trial version, GitHub also trial version we can use. So you no need to pay the money to lend them. So you don't need to pay the money to those companies. You can use trial version for practice. Once you join in the company, company should not use trial versions. Company should use licensed versions only. All right. So what is the purpose of Jira? Jira is used as project management software. What we can do by using Jira? Project tasks creation, project task assignment, status reports, bug reporting can be done by using Jira. Every team member, developers, testers, DevOps people, database team, all the people will have the access for the Jira. Then what is GitHub? GitHub is called as source code repository software. What do you mean by source code repository software? What do you mean by source code repository? Centralized code integration. So in our team, developers will be available from different locations. All the developers code should be integrated at one place. That's where we are going to use source code repository servers. What are available? GitHub is available, Bitbucket available. So this will centralize code integration and it is going to track the code changes. What do you mean by tracking? Who modified the code in the project, when they modified, why they modified, what they modified, everything we can track in the GitHub as well as Bitbucket. The next tool that every developer should know, Maven and Gradle. The next tool is available, that is Maven. Okay, Maven is called as build automation tool. Maven is called as build automation tool. So what this Maven is going to do? Create a project structure. Okay, I want to develop Java application. So to develop that Java application, what kind of a folder structure we need to create? What is the structure for standalone application? What is the structure for the web application? That we can use this Maven to create the project structure, and we can use Maven to download libraries. To download the libraries. Example, I want a Spring library. I want a Lombok library. I want a POI library. So when I am going to develop a project only with Java, we are not going to develop the project, guys. Okay, this is my Java application. This is my Java application. So when we are developing Java project, only with Java, we can't complete entire application. Along with Java, we are going to use some libraries. I will use the Spring in my project. Okay. And I want to use Apache POI API to generate a PDF. I want to use iText API to generate a PDF. I want to use JUnits for the unit testing. Okay, like this, I need Hibernate to communicate with the database. These all are called as frameworks, or we can call them as libraries. Spring developed by one company, POI developed by other company, iText developed by other company, JUnit from other company, Hibernate from other company. These all are the third party libraries, or we can say these all are the third party projects that we want to use in our project development. I am developing one banking application. As part of my application, I want to generate the PDF files. To generate the PDF files in the Java application, there is a dependency called iText. By using iText API, I can develop a PDF in the Java program. As part of my Java program, I want to generate a Excel file. For that, I need to use POI API. I want to communicate with the database. I will use Hibernate. I want to simplify application development. I will go for Spring. I want to perform unit testing for my application. I will go for JUnit. So these all are the libraries, third party libraries. When I say third party library, other company developed those projects. We need to download those projects. We need to use in our project. So instead of I am downloading these jar files from the different websites, I will tell to Maven to download the libraries. Maven can create the project structure for you. Maven can download the libraries for you. And Maven is used to perform compile plus test plus package. Your project source code, Maven can compile very quickly. Your project unit test cases, Maven will execute. Your project will be packaged as a jar file or war file for the deployment. Whatever the Java code we are writing, directly we cannot run the Java code. That should be compiled into dot classes. Those dot classes should be packaged into one jar file or war file. Instead of we are creating that jar file or war file, we can take the help of Maven. So Maven is used to automate build process of our application. Maven is used to automate build process of our application. What we can do by using Maven? we can create folder structure of our application, create project directory structure or create project folder structure. Next one, download required libraries for the project. What do you mean by libraries? jar files that are required, jar files that are required to develop our application. It is going to compile the source code, it is going to execute the test cases, and it is going to package your application also. Are you clear with my point? Yes. What is the alternate for the Maven? Okay, alternate for Maven is Gradle. Alternate for the Maven is Gradle. Maven will support only for the Java application. Maven will support only for the Java applications, whereas Gradle will support for other programming languages also, like Kotlin, Groovy. Those programming languages also can be managed by using Gradle, whereas Maven is used only for Java. What about Python build tools? Any idea? Do you know Python build tools? No. For Python, build process is not required. Python is a scripting language. For the Python, compilation will not be available. For the Java, we need to compile and we have to run. But when we go to Python, write the program, directly run the program. There is no need of compilation in the Python. But for the Java, compilation is required, packaging also required to run our application. That means Java program execution flow, Python program execution flow is different. For us, .java, then convert to .class, then convert to jar file or var file, then only we can run. But for Python, directly run the program. No need of any compilation. For Java, compilation is required. For Python, it is not required. Are you clear with my point? Anybody know Python? You know Python? Little bit. Okay. If any of your friends, especially who are undergraduates, who are doing their BTech first year, second year, third year, fourth year, for them, Python is required. In the BTech academics, Python is important, right? So for that, we have conducted one Python free batch at 8 p.m. You can share that information to your friends. Anybody who are interested to learn Python for free of Python programming 30 days. Within 30 days, they can learn Python programming. That batch is at 8 p.m. IST. It's a free batch. You can tell to your friends or your cousins, brothers, sisters, whoever you want to give that information, especially who are doing the college, who are doing the colleges. For them, it is important because nowadays in the academics, Python is included. Very good. So we understood what is the purpose of Jira, what is the purpose of GitHub, and what is the purpose of Maven. Very good. Next one, what is the alternate for the Maven? Alternate for the Maven is Gradle. Okay. Then next one, we need to know about a tool called Log4j tool. We need to know a tool called Log4j tool. So what is this Log4j tool? To generate application log messages. What is the purpose of Log4j? Log4j is a tool. Log4j is a library that is used to generate application log messages. So now see here. My Java application is running inside one server. So this is my Java application which is running inside one server. That server is available in the USA, guys. My project server is available in the USA. Customers are accessing my Java application. That means requests are coming to my Java application. The code is executing. The code is executing. But today from morning onwards, users are not able to do the payments in the application. Users are not able to log in the application. Users are not able to create accounts in the application. There are some problems available in the application from today morning only. Till yesterday, the application was working properly. There is no problem. But all of a sudden, Today morning from 7 a.m. onwards, my application is not working. That application running inside a server, that server is in the US client location. I told you onshore, right? So client having office in the US. In that office, my server is available. In that server, my application is running. Public users are accessing my application. From today, the application is not working. Okay. Now, in the application, what is the problem? Why the code is not working as expected? Which worked yesterday, today morning the code is not working. So then we need to identify what is the problem available in the application. We need to identify what is the problem available in the application. That means I need to know about runtime behavior of the application, how my code is running. When customer click on login button, how the code is executing, what is the problem, where is the problem, what is the root cause of the problem. That means why that problem is coming, I want to understand. So that is the reason in every project we are going to implement logging. In every project we are going to implement logging. For that one, log file will be created. When the code is executing, which line is executing, what is happening in the program, we are going to write one message to the log file. For every project in the real time, this logging will be available in order to generate log messages in the log file. So what messages? Login method execution started, login method execution completed. That means if I can see started, completed, that method is executed successfully. Suppose for example, login method started but not completed. There is a problem. What is the problem? That you can see in the log file. So to understand runtime behavior of our code, we are going to implement logging in our application. So how the code is executing, that information will be stored to log file. How the code is executing, that information will be stored to log file. We should not write the, in general, students when they are practicing to understand the behavior, they will write system.out.println. What is the purpose of system.out.println? To print a message on the console. But where is my server? In the US. Where that SOP will be printed? Server console. Can you see that server console? No. So we should not use SOP in the real-time project. SOP only when you are learning core Java to understand the program output. But once you come to advanced Java, there is no SOP concept. We should not use SOP. To understand the behavior, we need to use logging. So what is the purpose of this logging? To generate application log messages. Okay. So to generate application log messages, we are going to use log4j. What is the benefit? What we can do with this one? Understand runtime behavior of code. That means when the code is executing, how it is behaving. Understand runtime behavior of the code. Understand exceptions occurring in the code. Understand root cause of the problem. Identify root cause of the problem. So for this, every developer should know what is log4j and how to implement that log4j in our Java application. By using log4j, we will perform logging. What is the meaning of logging? Store application execution details to a file. Then tomorrow, when there is a problem, I can open that file and I can see the log messages in the file. If there is a problem, then I can understand where is the problem, what is the root cause of the problem. Suppose in my project, if this logging mechanism is not available, if any problem occurs, can we identify the problem? No. That is the reason in every project, logging is very important. Are you clear? Good. Fine. So logging, log4j. Log4j is a library which is used to generate application log messages. By using these log messages, what we can do, guys? We can understand runtime behavior of our code. We can understand exceptions occurred in the code. We can identify root cause of the problem in our application, and we can understand execution flow of our application also, how it is getting executed. Are you able to follow me? Next up, we need to know about one more tool called ELK. We need to know about one more tool which is called ELK. ELK is a combination of three softwares, guys. Elasticsearch, Logstash plus Kibana. ELK tools we need to know. What is the full form of the ELK? Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana. Sir, what is the purpose of this ELK? Okay, this ELK stack is used to centralize log monitoring. Centralize log monitoring of our application. My application is running in multiple servers, guys. Instead of running my application in one computer, I will run my application in 10 computers. Why to run one application in 10 computers? Why not in one computer? Simple. I am having 10 kgs bag. If I keep the 10 kg bag on your head, you can carry. There doesn't matter 10 kgs weight, you can aram say you can carry that. If I keep 20 kgs also, fine, okay, manageable. If I keep 200 kgs, you cannot. More weight is there. More weight is there, you cannot carry. Same concept applicable for our server also. If 1,000 people access our application at a time, server can handle. If 1 crore people access at a time, server cannot handle. Server will crash. If 1,000 requests are coming to your application running in a computer, that computer can handle that burden. But if 1 crore people access at a time, crash. System cannot support for that because too much load at a time. Too much load at a time. So that's why we need to implement a concept called load balancing. Instead of sending 1 crore requests to one server, we will run our application in 10 servers. We will distribute the request to multiple servers. That is called load balancing. Are you able to understand? Load balancing concept we are going to implement to run our application. Our application definitely in the real time, our application will be running in multiple servers. So when the application running in multiple servers, multiple here, my application running in the server, computer one, one server means one computer, server one, server two, server three, server four. So here my code, my application is running here, same application running here, same application running here, same application running here. So this is called as server 1, okay, and this is called server 2, and this is called server 3, and this is called server 4. 4 servers are there to run the same code. Sir, why to run the application in the 4 servers? Why? I want to reduce burden. I want to reduce the burden. Okay. So here, all these servers, guys, in the real time, all these servers will be connected to one more server. That server is called as load balancer. What is that server? Load balancer. Customers will send the request. The request will go to the load balancer, guys. Customer request will go to load balancer. What that load balancer will do? It will distribute the load to all the servers in the round robin fashion. First request will go to first server. Second request will go to second server. Third request to third server. Fourth request to fourth server. Completed. Again repeat. Fifth request will go to first server. Sixth request will go to second. Seventh request will go to third. Eighth request will go to fourth server. Then again repeat. Ninth request will go to first server. So that is called round robin technique that we are going to implement in the real time. Now you see how many people will access YouTube at a time. Crores of people are accessing YouTube at a time. Do you think that YouTube application running in only one server? How many people are accessing Facebook at a time? LinkedIn, Gmail, Naukri, IRCTC, SBI Net Banking, Passport application. These are very famous applications in the market. Millions of people with Flipkart, Amazon. So many people are accessing these applications at a time. How they are able to handle that load? In the interview tomorrow, they will ask you a question. So you developed one application. How your application will support for 1 million requests at a time? What is the mechanism you are going to follow to run your application to handle 1 million requests at a time? Then you need to tell we are going to implement load balancing for our application. What is that load balancing? Instead of running my application in one server, I will run my application in the 10 servers at a time. Same code I will run in the 10 servers. These 10 servers I will configure to the load balancer. Whenever you send a request, I will not allow the people to access my application directly. Anybody who want to access my application, for them I will give the load balancer URL. Whenever the request comes to the load balancer will distribute the request to all the servers in the round robin fashion. What do you mean by round robin? One after other. If all completed, again repeat. So first request to first server, second request to second server. In the real time, all the projects will execute based on load balancing technique only. Are you clear with my point? Who will implement this load balancer for our project? Operations people. Who is responsible to deploy our application? DevOps people. DevOps people will take our code from the GitHub. They will build our code. They will deploy our code in multiple servers. They will set up a load balancer also for the application. That is the operations. But nowadays, developers also should know those operations. In the interview, they will ask you, what is load balancing? Okay, what is auto scaling? What is vertical scaling? What is a horizontal scaling? Suppose if one server is failed in the load balancing, what will happen? There are 4 servers available to run the application. All of a sudden, due to heavy traffic, one server got failed. Then what will happen to your project? These all are the real-time questions they will ask. You are going to understand all these things. This is very important to survive in the job. Without load balancing, no project will be deployed in the real time. So how to set up that load balancer? In the AWS cloud, we will set up the load balancer. When we send the request to that load balancer will forward your request to the servers in which your application is running. If any one server is failed, no problem. AWS will create another, AWS will replace that. That is called self-healing. If one server is failed, no problem. Immediately one more server will come automatically. That is called auto scaling. You can scale up, you can scale down. If more number of requests are coming, more servers will be created to run the application. If less number of requests are coming, less servers will be available to run the application, which is called auto scaling. Whenever is required, increase the servers. Whenever it is not required, decrease the servers. That will be taken care by cloud provider, that is AWS cloud. So every developer should know the basics of cloud computing and the basics of this operations also. That is the reason if you see in our course, I have added that also. Why I am teaching this Linux and AWS? Without these two modules, you will not get the clarity on the real-time environment. When I say real-time project, I need to follow the real-time standards. How I am working in my company project. In the same way, I need to deliver the content for you. If I want to show you the real time, definitely cloud and Linux is required. Without that, everything we can do. Without Linux and AWS also, I completed 25 JRTP batches. Without teaching this also, I completed 25 JRTP batches. But that situation different. Now situation is different in the market. Now companies are expecting cloud plus DevOps from the developers. Without this, your interview will not be completed. Every developer should have the knowledge on the cloud, because today every application is using that cloud computing. Developers should know that. So I told you 50% of the DevOps syllabus will be covered in the project itself. You no need to learn the DevOps separately. That will be covered as part of our JRTP only. So when I am giving more content, you need to compromise on one point. Where you need to compromise? If you don't want me to compromise on the content, you need to compromise on one point. What is that? Duration. Duration. You need, so if you want the quality content, so in the JRTP, how many courses are available? Java project is one course. Linux is there. AWS is available. DevOps tools, DevOps is available. Angular is available. How many courses are there? 5 courses. So 5 courses you want to learn as part of one course, and you want to complete within 2 to 3 months of time. Possible? Not possible. So if you want to know quality content, if you want to learn complete real-time scenarios, real-time knowledge, then you need to compromise on the duration. So 10-15 days extra time it may take. Later point of time, you should not tell Ashok don't have time management. He told 3 months, but he took 4 months of time. No. So if you give me the good amount of time, then I will give you the good subject. Now you take example. All of you watch movies, right? Puri Jagannath, one famous director. How many days he will shoot the movie? Within, whenever the movie is starting, he will announce, today is the movie starting, 100th day my movie will be released. Schedule fixed. Starting, ending. So he will try to complete the movie in 100 days. At any cost, he has to complete the movie in the 100 days. That is the target he is keeping. When he is keeping that a tight schedule, what will happen? From 10 years, that director don't have a hit. He is keeping that. He will announce in the press meet. Today my movie shooting starting. 100th day, my 70 days I will complete the shooting. 30 days for the editing. 100th day my movie will be released. He is doing that. But what is happening? What about the result? What is the result? He stick to 100 days to release the movie. What is the result? From 10 years, there is no hit for the director. Another director is available, Rajamouli. Another director is there, Rajamouli. What Rajamouli will tell? He also don't know when the movie will complete. Bahubali, 3 years. Triple R, 4 years. But what is the result? International hit. That movie is international hit. Triple R, National Award, Oscar Award. Because he's not compromising on the quality. When he is not compromising on the quality, duration is increasing. He is taking 3 years to shoot the movie. One movie is releasing in 3 years. But Puri Jagannath, every 3 months one movie. What is the use? If you complete this course in 2 months, what is the use? No, lot of concepts will be skipped. We need to compromise on the quality. Why I am telling you, Saturday, one student came. He interacted with the counselors. He is not satisfied. Directly he came to me. He asked me, I want to learn Java Fullstack. Okay, fine. I explained. Our course is having core Java, advanced Java, web development, SQL, Spring Boot, microservices, project, cloud, DevOps, lot of things are available. And I told him, this course completion will take 8 months of time. He told that, I don't have that much time. Can you complete this course in 4 months for me? He is asking me, can you complete this course in the 4 months for me? If you want, I can complete. If you want to complete in 4 months, I can complete. But what will happen? What will happen? Can I maintain the quality? If I complete in 4 months, can I maintain that quality of the content? No. And what you will do with by completing this course with 4 months with half knowledge, what you will do? You will go to company, you don't have clarity on anything. You are not learning properly. You are not able to do work properly. Tomorrow, once you go to company, they will remove you. Again, you will come back to Amirpet. So whenever you are learning, Spend enough time. Already you wasted 20 years. Already 20 years wasted. Another 1 year. There you need to learn properly. Once you learn properly, then you can do that. People mindset. They are not asking, sir, if I join this course, that student should ask me, if I complete this full stack within 8 months of time, how many jobs I can get, where I will get the opportunity to work, which companies you have to give the placement for me. Okay. And what kind of projects I'm going to develop in the course. Project you will develop or students will develop. What is the domain of the project we are going to develop? Are you going to send me to the company for the placement? So with this subject, can I get the job? With this subject, can I survive in the job? That question they should ask me. But instead of that, they're asking when the course will complete. You came here to complete the course or to get the job? The student should ask which question? With this course, what is the, okay, 8 months I will spend, but what is the benefit for me? What Ashok IT will provide me within these 8 months of time? Will I get the placement with this subject? So is this subject sufficient to get the job or not? If I'm going to get the job, how much package I can expect? From your side, how many companies you will bring for the interview? How many interviews will happen? How you will check my skill set is correct or not? How you can check? Am I learning the subject according to the industry standards or not? That is what you need to ask. Instead of that, every student who is coming to the inquiry, when the course will complete. If I say 8 months, why 8 months? Other institute taking only 4 months. Na? Why are you taking 8 months? Can you also complete in 4 months? That is the question. That is student mindset. Student mindset. And last week, Saturday, interviews happened. 3 people got selected. Remaining people rejected due to lack of proper communication. When they go for the interview, they are asking, can you explain what is a software? Some people are not able to explain about software also. Forget about Java. Forget about Java. They are not able to explain what is a software. Communication problem. And some people, when they go and sit in front of the interviewer, their body is shivering like anything. First interview, their body is shivering like anything. They are getting sweating in the AC room also. So that you need to improve. You need to focus on the technical skills as well as your presentation skills also. That is the reason now every day we are conducting the mock interviews for the people. So we need to solve that stage fear. People should not feel uncomfortable when they go for the interview. So that's why for every student, minimum 10 interviews we will take before you are going for the company interview. Every day mock interviews will be available. We want to improve that skill. They know Java, but they are not able to explain. That is the biggest problem for the freshers. Communication skills. They are conducting group discussions. 10 people should speak on something not related to subject. So you talk about your favorite city. You talk about your favorite place. You talk about your favorite politician, favorite hero, favorite heroine, favorite movie, kuch bhi, anything, whatever you want. That you should be able to speak in the English for 5 minutes. That's where your communication skills will come into picture. But people are not able to speak for 5 minutes in English. Then why company will select you for the job? Why company will take you for the job? You are not able to speak 5 minutes. Tomorrow you need to talk to the client onshore team. Your onshore team may be foreigners. You need to talk to them for hours in a meeting. Then how you will understand that? Software engineer means not only technical skills, communication skills also very important. Because every day you need to talk to the client side team. That client side team is in the onshore. And people from different states, different countries will work for a project. We can't speak in our mother tongue. We need to speak in the English, global language. So all these things you need to keep in the mind. I felt very bad. I expected at least 10 people will get selected from the drive, but only 3. Only 3 people got selected. Good. So you need to focus on that, guys. Subject as well as communications. And for those people, we have conducted communication classes also that I have given. That is not part of the syllabus actually. I have taken a separated trainer for the communication skills interview preparation. We conducted the classes also. First day 100 people came. Second day 30. Third day 10. Fourth day 5. I cancelled that class. If people are not interested, what we can do? Yes, sir. For every batch it will be there, but people are not coming. For that batch, I conducted a communication class. Those videos also uploaded in the Instagram. I have shooted that. But 3 days people came. From fourth day, they are not coming. They feel that, what is this? I know everything. That is people mindset. If you provide some class, definitely that will be useful for you. Don't miss that opportunity. Only due to lack of communication, people not able to select in the last Saturday. Only due to lack of communication skills. All right. So we are talking about what are the tools that we need to learn, right? What is the tool? First one, Jira, which is used for project management. Second one, GitHub, source code repository. Third one, Maven. What is that? Build automation. Alternate for Maven, Gradle. Next one, Log4j. What is the purpose? To generate the application log messages. Next one, ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. See why we need to use ELK. So in the real time, application will be deployed in one server. Application will be deployed in multiple servers. Application will be deployed in multiple servers. Okay. And how the request will go to all the servers? Load balancer. Why load balancer will be available? To distribute the load to multiple servers in the round robin fashion. Now, in every server, code is executing. Okay. When the code is executing in the first server, one log file will be created. Here one log file, here one log file, here one log file. So every server will generate the log messages in the log file. Now my application executing in 4 servers, logs are generating in 4 files. One customer sent a request. 3 people are accessing my application. One customer request is failed. Remaining 2 customer requests are successful. Then where you will check the problem? So how you know that customer request executed in which server out of 4? We don't know. That is a round robin technique, right? So from last 1 month, my application is running. Today morning, only one customer faced the problem. Remaining customers are not facing the problem. One customer request is failed. But in the which server that request is executed, we don't know. So in which log file that error is logged, in which log file that exception is available, we don't know. Then we need to check, open this log file and check it. Open this log file, check it. Open this log file, check it. Open this log file, check it. Is it easy? No. Today four servers available. Suppose if I have 50 servers, if I have 50 servers, 50 log files will be available. So to identify the problem, can you open 50 log files and can you read the data? Very difficult. So that's why we need to centralize all the server logs at one place. Then we can monitor the logs easily. So we need to get the logs from all the log files and we need to store all the logs at one place. That's where we are going to use ELK software. My application is running in multiple servers. In multiple servers, my log files are created. So I cannot check each and every log file to identify the problem. All the log files data I need to get and I need to store in one place to check the logs. That's where we are going to configure ELK software to centralize logs of our application. My application running in 10 computers, 10 log files available. I need to get all the 10 log files data. I will store into one server. Now when I want to check the logs, should I go to every log file or I can go to ELK directly? I can go to ELK directly in order to get the logs of the application. ELK stands for Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Are you clear with my point? Fine. The centralized log monitoring. So all the server logs, all logs we can store at one place. Okay. Using user interface, using UI, using a Kibana UI. Kibana will provide you UI. Using Kibana UI, we can retrieve logs. Using Kibana UI, we can retrieve logs also. So why we need to get the logs? To understand the problem of our application. Then what is the alternate for the ELK? Splunk. Alternate for ELK is Splunk software, guys. So in the real time, some companies are using ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. ELK is free. You can directly download and you can install. But Splunk is a commercial software. In the MNC companies, Splunk will be available. Splunk software will be available in the MNC companies to monitor logs of the application. So in your company, suppose budget is not there, Splunk we don't want to purchase, then what is the free software available? ELK. By using ELK, we can centralize log monitoring. All the logs we can store at one place. Using Kibana UI, we can retrieve logs also. Are you able to follow this? I have created one video also on the ELK, guys. If you go to EFK Ashok IT, can you see here? What is that video? Log monitoring by using EFK. Either ELK or EFK we can use. Now if you see in this video, I have explained how to do that EFK setup, how to monitor logs at one place. Yes, this is EFK architecture. My microservices are running. For every microservice, one log file will be available. All the logs I will retrieve by using Fluentd. Then I will store in the Elasticsearch. Then Kibana will be available. What is that Kibana? That provide UI in order to get the logs from the Elasticsearch. So that Kibana deployment I explained in the video. Finally, you see Kibana is available. So that is the UI page where you can get the logs of the application. Through user interface, we can get the logs of the application. Instead of opening the file and reading the log messages, we can get the logs by using this Kibana. So tomorrow in the interview, they will ask, you are working in one application that is in the production. Today morning, there is a problem in the production. How you will identify root cause of the problem? Interview question. Your application is running in the live production. Customers are accessing your application also. Today morning, we got a problem in the application. As a developer, what is your next step? This question they will ask in the project manager round. Project manager will ask this question in the interview. My application is running in the production. I got a problem. I told you that there is a problem in the application today. Then what you will do immediately? Roll down on the floor and cry? क्या करते हैं भाई? क्या करना? Server is in the US. Server is in the US. Log file is in the US. You are in Hyderabad. Manager told you code is not working. Login functionality not working. What is your next step immediately? Sorry. Then you need to go to that ELK. You need to log in into the ELK. You need to check the log files. Today morning 7 o'clock code not work. So from 6:05 to 7:05, the 10 minutes what happened in the application, we need to act like a detective. We need to act like a detective. Detective क्या करता? What is the job of the detectives? Identify the problem. What happened in that area? Who is the culprit? Who is the culprit? Who has done this? We need to identify. Similarly, as a developer, you need to act like a detective when there is a problem in the application. So you need to investigate. What you need to investigate? Log files you need to investigate. How to investigate that log file? Where is that log file? In the US. Can you go to US and check the log file? No. So we need to get the logs by using some softwares. That's where we are going to use a software called ELK, or you can use EFK. So what is the meaning of ELK? Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. What we can do with that? Centralize log monitoring. All the logs we can store at one place. Using Kibana, we can retrieve logs. Okay. You can filter the logs, time-based logs. Today, last 1 hour logs. Yesterday logs, 1 week logs, 1 month logs, 5 minutes logs. So based on the keywords you can search, based on the date you can search the logs by using that Kibana. So what is alternate for that ELK in the market? Splunk. Splunk is a commercial software. Splunk is a commercial software. ELK is open source software. Are you clear with my point? Is it clear? So all these tools are very important for every developer. Don't think that these tools are only for experienced people. No, it is for freshers also. Every fresher also should know all these tools to get the job as well as to work in the project. You got the clarity about the 5 tools? What is that? What is the purpose of it? Good. The next one, we need to know about a tool called JUnit, guys. We need to know about a tool called JUnit. JUnit, what is the purpose? Use it for unit testing. Use it for unit testing. What is the meaning of unit testing? What is the purpose of unit testing? What is unit testing? What is the purpose of it? What is unit testing in the project? What is JUnit? Right. To test the individual components of the application. For example, I have created one method called void save user. Inside this method, I have implemented some logic. So this is my method called save user method. In this method, some logic available. 10 lines of code is available. How these 10 lines of code is working that I want to test. Test save user. Another method we are going to write logic to test. First we will write the code. To test that code, we will write some other code that is called unit testing. So this is business logic. This is unit test logic. Business logic will be available. Unit testing logic also will be available. This unit testing logic is used to test how this code is working. So to develop this unit test logic, we are going to use JUnit, guys. What is that? JUnit. JUnit is a library that is used to perform unit testing of the application. That is used to perform unit testing of the application. So JUnit, it is used for unit testing. So check individual components of the application. Check individual components of application. Identify bugs in the code. Identify bugs in the code. For that we are going to perform unit testing by using JUnit. So next one, as part of this JUnit, as part of unit testing, as part of unit testing, we will use Mockito. We will use Mockito. Mockito is used for isolated unit testing. Instead of testing with the real objects, we are going to test with the dummy objects. So JUnit plus Mockito, we are going to learn. JUnit plus Mockito, we are going to learn, guys. Next one, we have another tool called Jacoco tool is available for code coverage. What is the tool? Jacoco. What is the purpose of Jacoco? That is used for code coverage. That means here save user method is available. In this method, you have implemented 20 lines of code, guys. Okay. 20 lines of code you have implemented in the save user method. For that method, you have done the unit testing. As part of this unit testing, how many lines are tested out of 20? Did you test all the 20 lines? Did you test only 15? Did you test only 10? How many lines of code is tested in the unit testing will be identified by JACOCO. That is called code coverage. Industry standard is 80% of code coverage. We need to maintain minimum 80 percentage of code coverage. That means if you write 100 lines, minimum 80 lines should be tested as part of unit testing. If your coverage is below 80, your code is not accepted. So that means you need to perform proper unit testing for your application. You need to perform proper unit testing for your application. Are you able to follow this? Are you able to follow this? What is JUnit here? What is JUnit here? That is used for unit testing of our application. We are going to check individual components of the application. We are going to identify bugs available in the code. So as part of our unit testing, we are going to use Mockito. Okay, next one, Jacoco. What is the purpose of Jacoco? That is used for code coverage. What do you mean by code coverage? Check which lines are tested by JUnit, which lines are not tested by JUnit. We can understand by using Jacoco. Next, there is a tool called Sonar Cube. There is a tool called Sonar Cube. Code review. Sonar Cube is used for code review. Identify developer mistakes in the code. What Sonar Cube will do? It is going to identify developer mistakes in the code. Identify duplicate code in the project. Identify developer mistakes in the code. Identify duplicate code in the project. Identify duplicate code in the project. Okay, so developers will do some mistakes while doing the coding. The developers mistakes we are going to identify by using a tool called Sonar Cube. Okay, good. The next one, as a developer, you should know a tool called Postman. What is this Postman? API testing tool. API testing. We are going to develop a backend and we are going to develop front end. So when backend is completed, before going for the front end, we need to test that the backend is working as expected or not. So to do the backend API testing, we are going to use a tool called Postman. Postman is called as API testing tool. Okay. And the next one, there is a tool called JMeter. JMeter. What is the use? Performance testing tool. What is the use of this JMeter, guys? JMeter is used for performance testing. That means how many people can access our application at a time. If 10 users access at a time, what is the response time? If 1,000 users access at a time, what is the response time? If 1 lakh people access at a time, what is the response time of our application? What is the bottleneck of the application? Bottleneck nothing but failure point. When our application will fail, for how many users our application can fail? That means for 1 lakh working, for 2 lakhs working, but for 2.5 lakhs failing. So what is the bottleneck? 2.5. So if more than 2.5 requests comes at a time, my application is going to fail. So that we need to identify as part of performance testing. How to do the performance testing for the application? What is the tool available to do that? JMeter. JMeter is used for performance testing of our application. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Next, we need to know about one tool that is called Docker. Okay. And the next one, we are going to learn about a tool called Kubernetes. Next, we need to know about a tool called Jenkins. Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins. These are very important DevOps tools that every developer also should know. First, what is Docker? What is Docker? Containerization. What is the meaning of containerization? Any idea? Any idea on containerization? No idea. क्या भाई क्या बोल रहे बात करो कंटेनराइजेशन का मतलब क्या है स्टोरिंग जोर से बात करो मैं मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा सुनाई नहीं दे रहा जोर से बात करो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कंटेनराइजेशन क्या नाम है आपका मनीष वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम भूल गया कोलकाता से बंगाल दीदी कैसे है दीदी बढ़िया थर्ड टाइम है ना वो चीफ मिनिस्टर फोर्थ टाइम थर्ड टाइम गुड देन हाउ यू आर मैनेजिंग फूड हियर मछली मिल रहा है नहीं मिल रहा है actually I have a friend I have a colleague who is from Kolkata. Yeah, I know that for them. So I mean everybody will have their own food habits. For Andhra people rice is mandatory. For Kolkata people machli is mandatory. For some other people from north chapati is mandatory for them. Roti. Good. Fine. What is the meaning of Docker? Docker is a containerization software. My question is, what is the containerization? You see, in the last 6 months of time, we conduct, I think, more than 4 batches for the Docker. Every time we give the YouTube live also. If you type Docker Ashok IT, you will get 10 plus videos in the YouTube. People are not watching. People don't know importance of that. I think very recently, 10 days back also, we explained Docker for 3 days in the YouTube. I have uploaded 3 videos related to Docker. Very important. Docker is containerization software. What is the meaning of this? Containerization. That will help you to run your application in any computer. For example, I have one computer. I want to run my application in computer. My application is developed by using Java. Okay. Then second one is Angular. And my application requires a Tomcat. My application requires a MySQL database. These are the softwares I need. These are not the libraries. Library means Spring, Hibernate. They are libraries. Who will download the libraries? Maven. Fine. Maven is downloading the libraries. But in order to run my project in the computer, in that computer, I should install Java software. I should install Angular, Tomcat, database. If I install all these softwares properly with the proper version numbers, then only my code can execute in the computer. Are you clear? So these are called as softwares we need to run our code in the computer. Okay, I'm a developer. I'm very good with this, all these technologies. I can go to internet, I will download and I will install these softwares. These are called as dependencies, guys, software dependencies. To run my code, I need these dependencies, guys. Okay, this is one machine. This is machine one. This is my computer. I installed Java, Angular, Tomcat, database, everything. Now, same application I want to run in 100 computers, guys. Same application I want to run in 100 computers for the testing. Then what you need to do to run the same application in the 100 computers now? You need to download and install the softwares in all the 100 computers. In those 100, some computers are Linux, some computers are Windows, some computers are Mac. You don't know how to work with all these three operating systems. So it is very difficult. It is very difficult to install softwares in all the machines to run our application. For example, tomorrow my project is changed from Java 11 to Java 21. Then what you need to do? Uninstall Java from the 100 computers, install the latest version of Java in the 100 computers. Tomorrow my project is migrated from Angular 16 version to Angular 18 version. Then uninstall the Angular from all the 100 computers and install again. Then only your code will execute. Is it easy? No. That's where Docker comes into picture. If you use Docker, you no need to install Java database in your computer. Docker will take care of it. That is called containerization. So if you use Docker, your code can be executed in any computer without installing the softwares also. Why? Because whatever the softwares required for our application, like Java, database, Oracle, SQL, whatever it is, any software, here there is a difference, guys. Libraries are different, software dependencies are different. Libraries will be taken care by Maven, softwares will be taken care by Docker. So nowadays in every project, Docker containers are used to run the application. Why we are using containers? Inside the container our code will execute. To run that code, what softwares are required, Docker will install them. So if suppose I purchased a brand new computer, only operating system available, no other software, no problem. Just use the Docker to run the code. Docker will install Java for you. Docker will install Tomcat for you. Docker will install Angular for you. Docker can install MySQL database also for you to run your code. So software's installation, instead of we are doing manually, we can tell to Docker to install the softwares. So once Docker is available, you can run the code in any computer without bothering about softwares available in the computer. What softwares are required for the computer to run the code, Docker will install. That concept is called containerization. What is the difference between Maven and Docker? Maven will download only libraries. Docker will download software dependencies required for the application. Are you clear with my point? Very good. So now tell me, what is Docker and what is containerization? Docker is a software to achieve containerization. What is containerization? Run our application in any computer. By using containerization, we can run our application in any computer. How to work with Docker, we are going to learn. For now, okay, keep that point in your mind. In my course, Docker tool is there. Docker is used for containerization. What is the benefit? You no need to install the softwares in the computer to run the application. Docker is going to install. How that Docker will install, how to work with the Docker, I will teach you. Okay, 2 to 3 days we are going to spend to understand only Docker. Are you clear? Next up, Kubernetes. Kubernetes is called as orchestration. Orchestration is nothing but management. Containers creation, containers deletion, stop the container, start the container, increase the containers, decrease the containers will be taken care by Kubernetes. Without Docker, there is no Kubernetes. If you want to learn the Kubernetes, first you should learn the Docker. Docker is a containerization. Kubernetes is orchestration. Are you clear? Very good. Next one, Jenkins. Okay. Build, automating, build plus deployment. This is used for CI/CD. That means whenever Whenever you modify the code in the GitHub, immediately Jenkins will take that code from the GitHub, build that code by using Maven, review that code by using Sonar, create the Docker image, deploy in the Kubernetes. Everything will be automated by Jenkins. CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous deployment, we are going to achieve by using a tool called Jenkins. These all are DevOps tools. So in the interview, they will ask how your code will be deployed by using Jenkins pipeline. What is there in the pipeline? GitHub, Maven, Sonar, Docker, Kubernetes softwares are involved in the pipeline to do the build and deployment process of our application. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Next up, there is another tool available. What is that? Nexus. What is this Nexus? Artifactory server. Store jars. Whatever the libraries are available for our application, those jar files we are going to store into Artifactory server in the real time. That's where we are going to use Nexus. Nexus is used as Artifactory server. And then JFrog is alternate for the Nexus. Next one, Apache Kafka. Next one, Redis Cache. And the next one, Swagger. Okay, what is a Kafka? Kafka is used as a message broker. One application want to send the messages to another application. For that we are going to use Apache Kafka as a message broker. Redis, distributed cache. Okay, it is used for distributed cache. What is a Swagger? That is used for API documentation. Swagger is used for API documentation. Redis cache is used to reduce database fault, performance improvement, guys. So by using this Redis, we are going to improve performance of the application. Performance improvement. Okay, message broker, it is used to develop event driven architecture. Suppose now you are booking biryani in the Zomato, right? Then delivery boy is going to the hotel. That means Zomato is sending a notification to the delivery boy. That is event driven. You are booking bike in the Rapido. That bike person is coming here. That means you and that Rapido and the delivery boy is working based on the events. Event driven architecture. To develop event driven applications, we are going to use Apache Kafka. I want to retrieve some data from the database. My data is static. So static data don't want to retrieve from the database again and again. Suppose for example, countries data. Countries data will change every day in the website. Same, right? Country codes are same. One time I want to load from the database. I want to reuse the same data again and again. For that we will go for cache, which is used for performance improvement of our application. Redis. Next one, Swagger. What is the meaning of Swagger? Swagger is used to generate the API documentation. Are you clear? Very good. Did I miss any other tool? Postman is added. What is the first one? Jira is used for project management. GitHub, source code repository. Alternate for the GitHub. So we are going to learn both GitHub and Bitbucket. Instead of one, we should count it as two here. GitHub and Bitbucket, both we are going to learn. The next one, Maven. Build automation. What is alternate for Maven? Gradle. Two tools we need to count here. Two extra. Log4j to generate the log messages. ELK. Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana. Alternate for ELK. Splunk. JUnit for unit testing. We will use Mockito. Jacoco for code coverage. SonarQube for code review. Postman API testing. JMeter performance testing. Docker containerization. What is the containerization? It will take care of softwares required to run the application. You can make your application portable. You can run your application in any computer if Docker is available. What is Kubernetes? Orchestration, meaning of orchestration, management, Jenkins, automating the build and deployment, Nexus, Artifactory server, which is used to store the jars of the application, Kafka, which is used for message broker, Redis. It is used for distributed cache. Why distributed cache is required for the project? For the performance improvement of our, instead of getting the data again and again from the database, we will store the data in the cache only, so that we can reduce database calls from our application. We can improve performance of the application by using Redis. Next one is Swagger, that is used for API documentation. So these are the tools that are very important for every Java developer. These are the tools that are important for every Java developer. Good. Fine. We are going to learn all the tools that I have mentioned here, guys. Around 19 to 20 tools are available. Around 20 tools I have listed down. Bitbucket is extra, Gradle is extra, Mockito is extra. Already I got the 17. So then add the Bitbucket, then add the Gradle, then add the Mockito. It is going to become 20. So all these 20 tools we are going to learn as part of our course. So from tomorrow, I'm going to start with the Jira tool first. So what is Jira? How to work with Jira, that we are going to start. So we completed our free training classes, guys. 5 days. We are done with the 5 days of classes. So the people who are interested, they can take the enrollment process today to continue the classes from tomorrow. All right. I told you free classes you guys can attend for free of cost. Real-time tools overview we got. Course details, software projects and companies, real-time tools overview that we got today. From tomorrow onwards, what we are going to learn? From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with our first tool called Jira. Good. Thank you.